A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, Q, B, Q, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time I do things with me.
It's going to be a little bit different tonight. I am actually going to be filming a Q&A. We had filmed some stuff before, a long time ago actually, and then we lost that footage, and so we never ended up putting up our Q&A. So I have questions from the past that I'm going to answer, and then I have questions from the future. But before we do, I want to get to something that came in the mail today. I don't know if how many of you guys know we have a P.O. box. Actually, all mailboxes appear a P.O. box, but we got a gift from Australia. This is actually, I'm blown away by this, but this is from the Penny's Vlogs. So Nikki and Chris, and they sent me this, and I just received this today. We rarely get mail outside of, like, obviously family members, just because it does cost a lot of money to fly something up here. So I'm going to open this right now, which I'm kind of excited about. I have no clue what she sent me. So. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Check it out. Check it out. So, there's a card. She says, enjoy this box. Apologies if it's past Christmas. Aww. She wrote a really nice message. I'm not going to read it all, but we've really been enjoying getting to know these guys, and Nick and I talk almost daily, like on Facebook chat. So she's a phenomenal friend. So, oh, this is so nice. This is so cute. Is this your new logo? Anyways, I'm going to put their link down below. This is the Penny's Vlogs, Mr. and Mrs. They're phenomenal. This is the cutest little card. So if you don't know them, go check them out. Go subscribe to their channel. They're just an amazing young couple. Oh, okay, so this is stuff. She was telling me that she was going to send me something, and it's all Australian stuff. So I love it. J for Jessica. I actually will use these a lot. This is so nice. And honestly, Gordon's gonna love this. These are little I Love Australia sticker book. Isn't that cute? Oh, yeah. If you see my skin, you know that I suffer from really bad skin. Nivea Soft Moisture Face Body Hands. If you guys don't know, and if you don't watch our vlogs, Gordon's been getting a really bad eczema, and actually William's starting to develop these dry spots. And of course, I had really bad eczema. I have really dry skin, so this is gonna be perfect. This is, and it's cute. I love how it's compact. It's perfect for me because I don't like to bring a lot of stuff with me everywhere. Vegemite, B vitamins for vitality. Now I've heard of this. Okay, I'm gonna have to try this out and look it up because I have no clue what it is. Does anybody else know what it is? Leave a comment down below. But I'm gonna look it up. This is cool. Essential for brain function, supports your nervous system. Essential for energy release, and helps to fight fatigue. Oh, this is gonna be wonderful for me. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Oh, this is perfect because I need a notebook. I'm always stealing Steven's. Is that ever nice? And it's a magnet. I don't know if you know it, Nikki, but I collect magnets. We have tons of magnets. We're always looking for magnets. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest? And what is this? Oh, is that ever neat? Look at that, guys. It's like one of those like funnels that you can actually like fold flat. Isn't that cool? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. I think Gordon and William might claim these. So they're really sweet. I just have some really thoughtful friends. Steve and I were talking about this the other day. You know, like if you could count the number of really good friends you have on your hand, you're very lucky. And through the vlogging world, I found a few more than that, and just some really kind and considerate people out there all around the world. And so thank you guys so much. Look in your mailbox at some point soon because I will be doing the same. I want to send some stuff your way as well. Okay, So back about 6 months ago, that's how bad this is. I'm really sorry, guys. Crazy Diamond 16 asked, why did you move up there? So I'm going to give you like the really short and abridged version because Stephen isn't here to kind of fill in any gap. So we haven't ever really answered this fully in detail, but basically we came up here for my job. And for my job, Stephen got a job up here. And I recently just resigned from my job this past December, but we're still up here. We love it up here. We bought a house. We were living in Toronto prior to moving up here. And I was working actually at a church in Scarborough, Ontario. And Stephen was working at a car company at Porsche downtown. And we loved it. I mean, my first year there, because we're originally from Montreal, so my first year in Toronto, like I really struggled because it was just a completely different way of life. People were very, very different. But when we moved up here, it just felt right, and it still does. It still does. That's why we're here. We bought a house, and we love it. So basically, we moved up here for my job. It wasn't so much that like I got transferred. It was just more that I heard about an opportunity to come up here through something called Missions Canada, and I applied for that job but didn't hear from them, and I got actually contacted by a church from up here to ask if we would come up here, relocate, and so we did. And so that's pretty much why we moved up here, and yeah, so that's it. The next question was from my sister, Angela. Having children in the north, what are the difference between southern babies and northern babies? If you're talking about like obviously kids are kids, but if you're talking about like delivering, I would say I've heard it's very different. I've only ever had children up here. Gordon was born up at the hospital here. William was born at the hospital here. So both of my experience, sorry, that was my leg rubbing against the chair. Both of my experiences were really different, very unique. But I will tell you this, they don't give epidurals up here at the hospital. They don't do it up here unless it's like an emergency situation. It's just not something that they do. So it's very much like a midwife situation up here, even though you have doctors and nurses. So I gave birth to both boys naturally, where I know that down south, in a lot of cases, they push for an epidural, or at least that's what I've been told. My mom used to be like a birthing coach sort of thing, and her experience even seeing other people give birth was very much like a push towards epidural, kind of like a wham bam and out, but I could be wrong. But I know that there is a lot more people down south obviously that have epidurals than they do up here because it's just not given. There are other ways to like suppress the pain, I guess you'd say it. I didn't take any of them. The one time they gave me laughing gas, and I in the middle of contraction, I could not hold something to my face. It just was not going to happen. So I didn't use any drugs. But they have like the normal like codeine and not codeine. What am I saying? Anyways, they have a whole bunch of different other drugs besides epidurals, but nothing like what an epidural will do. It's just more like to kind of take away the edge. But yeah, like with Gordon, like I labored in water, and then I gave birth on a birthing stool. And with William, I had a lot of issues. My contractions were really quick, although they were quick with Gordon. And they put me on an IV, and they couldn't find a vein, so they tried 9 times. So I was hooked up the entire time. But with Gordon, it took me an hour to push. With William, it took me 3 minutes. And probably would have been sooner if I wasn't in the mindset of what my pushing was like with Gordon. So very, very different births altogether, but amazing doctors. We have some of the world's best doctors, some of the most incredible nurses. And so I have to say for myself, giving birth up here or having kids up here, very different. Yeah. So, but kids themselves are kids. Like my child still has a tantrum every now and then, and well, more now than then, or anyways, he's a kid. So yeah, so that's just different between, oh, that's what you even said. See, I also wasn't reading it right, because you actually asked what's the difference between southern births and northern births. And yes, so I think that they're just they're different in that sense. It's more like a natural way to do it. Because all the northern communities, a lot of them anyways, they fly, well, all of them, but they fly into Iqaluit to have their babies. if there were like any complications whatsoever, or if they ever felt like there was a high risk in a pregnancy, you would go down south and you have a child down one of the hospitals down there. And there's a lot of ladies too, especially southern people from the south, southern ladies who just want to go home and have give birth around their families, and people do that all the time. But for us, we just had our first one up here with my mom was present in the room, and the second one it was just Steve and I and a million doctors because they were worried I was going to bleed out, but I didn't. I was good. Someone else, Susan Volant, said, "What is Stephen studying for, and what is his job? And what was his job? What was your job before you moved to the Arctic? Who does the editing?" So there's 4 different questions. So the first one is, what is Stephen studying for? I'm actually going to put a clip from our New Year's because Stephen actually mentions what he's studying.
Started school again in 2015, where I'm gonna I was doing this accounting designation thing. I decided that's not what I want. I don't like it, and now I start pursuing science courses with a goal in mind.
What is his job? Stephen works in the government here. He is a manager in one of the departments, and right now he's acting director. So that's what he's doing. What was your job before you moved to the Arctic? Stephen was in the automotive industry. So he went to school actually for business and automotive marketing. So he worked for Porsche in the city of Toronto. And I was a children's pastor at a church down south. Who does the editing? I do. I do filming, most of the filming and editing. Stephen works full time, and he also studies. So it just ends up falling to me to do the editing, and it's more my thing anyways. So hopefully that helps. I did somewhat answer them, but okay. So Alice Miller asks, Has anyone found a way to grow good food cheaply in the north? Well, nobody really actually gardens up here. There's a greenhouse, and you can actually join the greenhouse. You pay a membership, and everybody kind of is responsible for going, and there's sowing days and there's reaping days, and so then it gets distributed equally amongst all the members. So you could buy certain amounts of plots. So you could buy 2 plots, and so you get 2 portions of whatever it is that one has divided up. And then whatever's remaining and over and above, they give that to the soup kitchen here in town. So that's nobody's actually has one. Not that I'm aware of anyways, in their own homes, but there is a greenhouse here where they do grow food, and they're fantastic. So all right, Stacy from Blue Dogs Vlogs, also amazing. Go check them out. There's just some people that you just wish that you could get to know and kind of hang out with. But anyways, so Stacy from Blue Dogs Vlogs asked, what do you miss most about living in Canada? And then she kind of revised that because we are in Canada. What do we miss most about living in southern Canada? Okay, so there's a big difference. It is definitely living in a different country up here sometimes, because we don't have the resources that you would find down south. And I think apart from our families, obviously we miss our families, and that's something that we wish that we had more time with them. But actually I'll answer that. I'll answer that a little bit differently too. But I miss the resources. I miss the ability to just say, if it's a really, really cold day, like it is here, a lot of the times, especially in the winter, sometimes it gets, I think the coldest so far it's been this winter is minus 69 degrees Fahrenheit. And, or was it Celsius? Celsius. We are Celsius. It's the state says Fahrenheit. Anyways, we were minus 69. And it was so cold. There's no way that I'm going to be bringing the boys out anything minus 40. We're not going to go to the park. We're not going to go for a walk. It's just too cold. So there's no resources. I can't just say hey, let's go to the, indoor playground, or let's go to the mall and just walk the mall, or just to kind of have a change of pace. You're pretty much, for the most part, unless you go to someone's house, you're pretty much confined, or you have people over to your own home. So that's the hardest part. There's not very many resources, or if I need something quick, I can just go to the store. I think that's what I miss most. But I don't really miss it. Like I miss it, but I don't. We have a really great community up here. We have a really great like sense of family with our friends. And the other thing too is, I'll be very honest, when we lived in Toronto, we saw our families like random. Like even though it was just the highway, it was 6 hours down the highway, or well, we're a little faster than that when we were single, when we had kids. Like single Stephen and I, but when we had kids, like it's now been like the commute down from the highway from Montreal to Toronto is a lot longer. But it used to be like anywhere from 3 to like 5 hours max. And we didn't see our families very much. I find we have more quality time when we go down to visit our families now that we live up here than we ever did when we lived in Toronto. So I have to say, I'm grateful for that, because if we didn't live up here and weren't able to take the time off that we are at times or whatnot, we wouldn't have as much quality time, I don't think, than if we lived in Montreal. I mean in Toronto, sorry. So thanks, Stacey. My sister again asked me, what family member do you miss the most while up north? I think Bailey, my brother's dog. I'm just kidding. I miss my whole family. Who are you kidding, Angela? I'm just kidding. Okay, Nikki from the Penny's vlog says, would you rather have ears as hands or hands as ears? Now, I thought about this when I saw this. I did. And I have to say, I would much rather have ears, because I think I would learn to adapt without hands, but I don't know that I would, like, I would always be curious to know, like, what my kids' voices sounded like, or what, like, to hear my family or to hear music. Like, so I think for me, I would rather have my ears than my hands. Lisa from our Facebook said, do you fear polar bears? I had to say, and I don't know if she's kidding or not. Do I fear polar bears? No. I've never had an encounter with a polar bear up here. There have been polar bears that have come into the city, but Steven had a close encounter this past summer.
So get this. I'm walking back to work this afternoon. It's actually just after lunch. Finished up my lunch and headed down the hill, because we sort of live up on a hill in town. And as I'm going down the hill, about a third of the way down, I get stopped. And somebody says, hey, what are you doing? You shouldn't be walking. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, there's a polar bear sighting, and it seems like it's pretty close to here. So I'd be careful if I were you. I don't know, like, you know, just hurry up or go back home or do something or call a cab. That's, I think, what the first suggestion was. Anyway, so I keep walking. Then the second car pulls over, says, like, he puts his window down, he says the same thing to me. And I say, yeah, okay, whatever. And then 3, 4, 5 cars go by, and I'm telling you, over the course of 2.5 minutes, about 6 to 7 cars stopped. Finally, on the 7th guy, the dude's like, get in the car, man. He's like, I can't let you, in good conscience, I can't let you keep walking, because literally about 1 minute ago, because the internet, like, people kept updating online, he goes, literally about 1 minute ago, somebody just Instagrammed a pic of the polar bear, like about 300 yards, let's say, from where I was, down this hill. And so he was, I don't know if you can see down here, this is sort of like the more tundra-y type region. So yeah, it's not every day that you get sort of a top level, top of the food chain predator so close to you. And it's the equivalent of like a lion or a tiger, in this case a polar bear, being in a place where there's lots of food, lots of humans, and different things that he could eat if he really wanted. And that's a scary thought to me. So it was kind of a different feeling. I haven't really experienced that kind of thing before. So I now know what that feels like.
So Sarah says, I wonder about how those on assistance low income are able to buy groceries. Is there a food bank? There is assisted living, like assisted living income, just like there is like welfare sort of thing. Okay, so there is a food bank. The food bank is called Nunavut Food Bank. I will put a link to their Facebook page here, just above and down below. There's also a soup kitchen. I think that's it for all of our questions. We didn't get too many, but there was enough that I thought, okay, I'm gonna sit down and actually answer them. I wish Stephen would have been here with me, but it's totally fine. So I just I just showed Stephen what was in Nikki's box. And that's our studying boy. So he couldn't join us today in our Q&A. But yeah, this is the Vegemite stuff.
Oh, neat. Where did I hear about this? MasterChef Australia. So,
that's true.
Thank you. Yeah, because
that's why it sounded familiar. I had no clue what it was for, but I know it's for like...
I don't even know what it is, but I'm interested to read up on it, and then like I hear it's really got a strong, certain kind of not peculiar, but like it's a strong flavor, I guess.
Yeah.
That's noticeable to Australians, but like for us in Canada, we don't have this, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really cool.
We are big MasterChef Australia fans, like huge. We love it more than MasterChef Canada and MasterChef US.
But thank you very much. And I saw the nice little things you got for Jess. It's really cool. So thanks. Yeah, love it.
Good
it's
friend.
super Australian, and we're going to get you something that's super Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. So Steven's studying. Do you like his mood lighting, guys? Like, it looks amazing.
Yeah, check it out. Let's change it up.
It definitely does change the ambiance in here.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, so we're going to let you guys go. Thanks for tuning in for our Q&A. And what can they do, Steven?
Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, and all those other YouTube sayings.
And we'll see you.
Oh yeah, see you later too. Bye. That's what we normally say at the end of a conversation to our friends.
Exactly.
See ya.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. Old Mac with a moo, here a moo, here a moo. Had a bird, moo, moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
That's really good.
E-I-E-I-O.